Hi there, welcome to the He's My Son channel here on YouTube. In this short video today, I'll be showing you some of my pictures that I took on a recent cruise to Alaska in September 2022. This was our first cruise ever, and it was on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas, sailing out of Seattle, Washington for a 7-day, 7-night cruise to Alaska. When we booked the cruise, it originally included a visit to the Dawes Glacier, but this was canceled due to the Quantum of the Seas having engine problems during the summer sailing season. So our itinerary was modified and included short stops in Juneau, Ketchikan, Sitka, and Victoria, British Columbia. We would love to share with you some video of this experience, but unfortunately, due to being the first cruise we'd ever been on, and not knowing what to expect, we really didn't take any footage, and this was a really bad mistake on our part, but we won't be making it again when we go back to Alaska later this year. I did manage to take plenty of pictures though, and that's what you are seeing here in this video, so I hope you stick around to the end to see all the beautiful scenery, pictures, and things to do in Alaska. The Quantum of the Seas was nearly full when we sailed, but the crew and everybody aboard was exceptionally nice and amazing to be around. We had an incredible time, and we can't wait to go back on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas to Mexico later this year as well. A lot of people online seem to wonder how the weather is for an Alaskan cruise, and the weather for our cruise was fantastic. It was a little cold sailing north on the first day, but after that the weather was perfectly fine in the mid-50s to 60s each day with only a little bit of rain, and that didn't stifle any fun or exploration in the ports. We did plan and prepare for the worst though, but thankfully we didn't need our rain gear and our giant can of Scotchgard. The food and drink aboard Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas was absolutely fantastic, although there were a few misses as well, but overall everything was fantastic. My favorite cocktail is a lava flow, which is part strawberry daiquiri and part pina colada and 100% awesome. We did have the drinks package, and we found it to be quite valuable, and we feel we did get our money's worth, especially with the bottled water available at all the bars, and we especially loved the variety of options in the Coke Freestyle machine, even for somebody like me who doesn't drink soda anymore. All the food in the main dining room and buffet was very good, and we enjoyed all our meals. But the standout restaurant for us was Jamie's Italian. This is an Italian restaurant by British chef and TV personality Jamie Oliver, and the menu and the food was fantastic. Also, the crew doesn't judge you if you want to take an extra brownie back to your cabin for later. Jamie's Italian is a specialty restaurant, so there is a small upcharge, or you can get the dining package with Royal Caribbean and have unlimited specialty dining options for the length of your cruise. We did stay in Seattle the night before our cruise in a downtown hotel, and I would highly recommend always flying in or staying the night before going out on a cruise, as this gives you more flexibility in case there's a flight delay or another issue that comes up. In Seattle, we had dinner at a wonderful hot pot restaurant that's called Heidi Lao. Although it is a famous chain from China, it is very, very good, and we had an incredible time, and I apologize for not having any footage of this dinner, a mistake we will also be rectifying when we go back in the future. If you've never had a hot pot dinner before, this is where they bring you a soup base in a bowl, and you cook the ingredients yourself at your table with a soup pot and a burner. And although this would seem tedious and against the point of eating out at a restaurant, we found it to be extraordinarily fun, and we can't wait to go back. The views and scenery in Alaska are incredible, and we did see whales and bald eagles, as well as a couple seals wrestling in a creek in Ketchikan. Unfortunately, our whale watching tour in Juneau was canceled due to the itinerary change, but that's okay. We caught up with the humpback whales later on when they migrated back to their mating grounds in Maui, and you can see that amazing video on our channel if you would like. If you love whales, I would check it out, as we have a close encounter with a whale near our boat, and another encounter with a mother who had just given birth to a new calf who was teaching her how to swim and breathe, and it was spectacular. At first, we weren't sure if we were going to enjoy cruising, as we weren't sure if we would get seasick or not. But thankfully, with the help of a little bit of medicine, none of us had any issues, even on the one night where it felt like the boat was going to fall over on its side. We did stay in a balcony cabin on the Quantum of the Seas, and obviously that's a must-have if you're going to go to Alaska. So you have quick access to the scenery, amazing animals, and rainbows, or anything else that might magically appear outside your window. We will be sailing on Norwegian Cruise Line's Encore later this year, and we will be going to Glacier Bay. And I can't wait to see the glaciers up close and personal, but I'm not going to hold it against Royal Caribbean this time for not taking us to the glaciers, as a crew and everybody aboard was absolutely amazing, and they made this truly a fantastic trip for our first cruise ever. The only minor complaints that we would have is that there was a lack of late night eating options available, as the only pizza place, Sorrento's, was available with pretty much the same thing every night. And some of the entertainment seemed to be a little bit less than what would normally be on a Royal Caribbean ship, and this was confirmed when we talked to some of the other passengers. This was no fault of the amazing performers or the fantastic cruise director Steve from Canada, but it just seemed that the acts were repetitive most nights, as they were reusing them in different themed shows that really didn't make any sense. Overall though, we had a fantastic time, and like I said, we've already booked again on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas later this year. If you have any comments or questions about cruising to Alaska, go ahead and leave it below, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. We would love to interact with you guys and help you out with all the information that we have acquired, planning, and going on this trip. Also, if you like what you see in this video or anything else on the channel, go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe, as it would really help us grow the channel and do more great things like going back to Alaska in the future. Thanks a lot for taking a look at our pictures today, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.